Procrastination is something I think everybody has struggled with at some point in their life. For most of us, my age at least, it would probably be studying for tests or doing big projects or homework that we have just been putting off because we don't feel like doing it. And it's like, we understand why we do it, right? It's such a big, daunting task, and we just don't feel like we have the energy for it. But then once we do it, we realize it's not nearly as bad, and we feel as if we should have done it before. Well, in this video, I'm going to try to help some of these people who are struggling with procrastination and give my experiences and how I try to deal with that myself. So full disclosure, I'm not someone who is good at doing things right away. I am very much a procrastinator myself. An example would be, I just came back from a church camp and I decided to record a bunch of videos and put them all together into one little edit. And I got back from camp about a week ago and it's about a third of the way done. And it's just supposed to be like a couple minutes, and I've just been, putting it off, and it's kind of been daunting on me, and it still is. And it's like, I don't want to keep putting this off, especially because it's something I like to do. I like to edit videos, right? So I think there's a few main ways that you can try to stop procrastinating so much, or try to lessen the amount that you procrastinate, and try to kind of rewire your brain into doing things right away. So the first thing is to just accept what you're doing. Accept that you have to do this thing and say to yourself, it would be better to do it now than to do it later. And that's a lot easier said than done, obviously. Whenever your parents know that you have like a test coming up, they're like, you should study now and not wait until later. They know that, and you know that. But that is the kind of logical side of your brain telling you that. And that logical side is correct. But then the feeling side of it is more focused on now and how you feel right now. So your brain says, I don't want to do this right now, I don't feel like it. And so to accept that you have to do this and to just say, this has to get done, it doesn't matter how I feel, that automatically tells your brain, okay, I should just get this done. But also still, it's not that simple. So there are certain things you can do to try to help yourself get focused and get into that kind of flow state that helps you do all this stuff that you need to do in that moment and not put it off. Another part to procrastination is that your brain is just constantly running, And in this world that we live in, where we have constant access to everything and we get constant dopamine hits from social media and video games and whatever, your brain is always constantly running. So I think to help with that, number one, you should get rid of distractions. I know everybody says this, your teachers probably say this. Get rid of distractions, make a workspace that, you can just focus completely on the task you're supposed to. But I think another big thing is that you should take time beforehand to kind of get mentally ready to do the work. Because if you just jump in from, looking at Instagram or TikTok to doing work, it's going to take a while to get your brain to kind of like readjust, and there's going to be a lot of pushback. There's going to be a lot of friction to trying to do that thing. So a good thing to do is to just take a few minutes to just be bored, to just sit there and not do anything. And your brain is still going to be running, but it's not going to keep getting that constant hit of dopamine, and you're not going to be constantly consuming things. So it's going to have time to calm down. Like for instance, before I started recording this video, I just took a good 20 minutes to just sit in here and not look at my phone. I turned on Do Not Disturb, I put it in my desk, and I didn't do anything online. I just kind of sat around and I just kind of thought about whatever for a while before I recorded this. But then the most important thing is setting an alarm so that when you're done with that time, you'll actually get up and do the thing you're supposed to do. That's another important thing. You can't just go back to doing whatever. You have to take that time to get into the mindset of like, I need to do this, and you have to do whatever you have to do, but get your brain ready to do the task that you're supposed to do by calming it down. And I think the second big thing that helps with this, with procrastination, is just kind of to try to enjoy what you're doing. I enjoy making videos. I have another channel that was my main channel. Like, I posted a few videos on that channel, and I love making those videos. I love the process of making them. but I procrastinate so much that I never actually am consistent with them. And that's a big issue. I just completely lost my train of thought. And so it's like, well, I like doing this thing, but I'm still not doing it as often as I want to. And I think the biggest thing is that I'm not focusing on the video making, I'm focusing on the future, I'm focusing on where I want this channel to be and all this consistency I have to do. And I think that's the big thing that's been, kind of hurting my brain and hurting my consistency so much. Because I'm not doing it because I like it, I'm doing it because I want to hit a future goal. For those of you who don't know, this is my first video on this new channel, and I'm creating this so that I don't have to hit a certain level of, video quality, and so I don't have to try to make it perfect, but I want this channel solely so I can be consistent. And the other channel is going to be for more passion projects that take a lot of time, and I don't have to worry about being consistent. I don't really care about, how well that channel is doing, right? And so I think not only do you have to like what you're going to do, but you have to also focus on the part that you like. Remember what part of it you like doing, and maybe not focus so much on the outcome of that thing. But then there's the other side of it where there's the work that you don't like to do, but you have to do. And that's really where it gets hard. A lot of it, again, is school for people my age, just, being in high school or college. You have so much work that you have to do, and a lot of it you probably don't like to do. But this goes back to accepting that you have to do it. I think that accepting it and liking what you want to do can go hand in hand. Like, for instance, I don't like school. I know deep down in my brain that I don't like school, but when I walk into school, I make sure to try to put on a positive attitude in my mind, and I try to enjoy what I'm doing. I try to focus in class, and I try to, pretend like I'm the kind of person that likes school, likes doing schoolwork. Even though it doesn't work all the time, I find that if I try to like school, then I find it becomes easier to do well in school and to do all my homework and stuff. But ultimately, procrastination just comes down to figuring out what you have to do specifically in order for you to do that tasks. For everyone that you listen to on YouTube, they're all going to tell you slightly different things. It's all going to be roughly the same, but they're all going to have slight differences in what they say their experiences are and what they think you should do. So you should just try things out that kind of help your brain kind of turn gears and try to help you shift mentally from, brain rot to work. Whoa. I'm just here to kind of get your mental gears running and to kind of try to give you a little bit of advice, trying to help out. But at the end of the day, you have to figure out what it is that helps you do the tasks that you're supposed to do. And to be honest, I'm not good at procrastination myself. I mean, just this video on this channel, I procrastinated technically for only a few days. I was supposed to film this a couple of days ago, but really I procrastinated doing this whole kind of channel. I've had this channel idea in my mind for a good month or two, and I've kind of procrastinated doing that until now. So, I mean, here's a perfect example right here. And I'm not trying to act like I'm good at it, right? I'm not, but I'm just trying to kind of give you my experiences and what kind of helps me get past procrastination and hopefully kind of help you guys. So anyways, I hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed watching. God bless.